Good morning, friends. Last week, while I was recovering from the grief of the loss of two of my comrades, regimental officers, Colonel D.K. Sharma and Colonel Ashok Nair, and thinking what happens to life, from where we have come, and where these people go who leave us, or we will be going when we leave this mortal world. A friend of mine, Major Ravindran from Bangalore, he called me yesterday evening, and while he incidentally asked me, Zahid, all you have been talking on almost every issue. Tomorrow you give a talk on life after death. Where do we go from here? And I get the topic. So today I'll be talking to my friend about the concept of God and the concept of life, from where we have come and from where we go. The gist of all, as per my understanding, are what the various religions propagate. Remember, my friend, that every religion had its own concept and name for God. But what all of them have in common are actually God's attributes. God is the creator, God is a preserver and a destroyer. All of them agree and say that He is omniscient. Omniscient means all-knowing. He is omnipotent, all-powerful. He is just and He is benign, but can also be ruthless and bring lots of wrath against the transgressors. My friends, when pondering over the concept of God and the life after death, we go back to we have to answer basically the same question what Adi Shankara asked himself, posed himself. He posed to himself over 1,000 years ago. He asked, Kas tavam ko ham kata ayata ko me janani ko me data. He asked himself, who am I? Where did I come from? And how? Who are my real father and mother? My dear friend, the basic question which begs for answers are, where do you come from and where do we go from here when we die or leave this mortal world? Now, different religions, there are far too many religions. Penguins has published a book of the dictionary of registered religion. There's more than 3,000. But major different religions have different answer to these questions. For the ease of understanding and explaining and the time constraint, I feel that all answers can be grouped into two. Firstly, those answers given by the Judaic family of religions, that is Judaism, Christianity and Islam, and those given by the Hindu family of religions, including Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism and many other smaller religion sects and belief systems. My friend, the Judaic group will tell you that God created the world. He sent Adam and Eve to propagate the human race and all other forms of life. According to this group, one day all life will end. There will be a day of judgment when people will rise from their graves to be judged for the good or evil. Whatever they did in this world while alive, and then be sent to a heaven or hell according to their deeds. That means accountability to each your actions will be judged on the day of atonement, and then according your final destination, because they believe this life is an index of the actual life, and the actual life which is for eternal, for all time, that is only once we leave this mortal world, after death. The Judaic-Christian religions, my friend, their view of life is linear. It has a beginning, it has a middle, and an end. According to Hindu, the second group I've put them, including Hinduism, Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, the Hindu cyclic theory they have. There is no beginning or end, but a continuous unending cycle, samsara, of birth, death, and rebirth. There is no heaven or hell, but reward or punishment in the form in which a person will be reborn. Its equivalent of heaven is release from samsara and union, yoga with the divine, called moksha, salvation. However, my friend, more complex or sophisticated the Hindu theory of samsara may appear, when compared to the simplistic Judaic theory, there is a little evidence to support it, as there is about Adam, Eve, and the day of judgment. The stories of children remembering their earlier lives are figment of children's fantasy, and largely confined to the Hindu family of religions. Every single case, my friends, of parapsychology investigated by the scientists has been found to be fraudulent. The simple truth is that we do not know where we come from and whether or not there is a divine purpose in our existence. We do not know where we go when we die. Every religion has propagated their own theory, and I can best give into conjectures, and simply one has to believe in whichever religion he is born in and whatever belief systems he carries. This thought has been summed up very beautifully in a couplet by a great poet, Shad Azimabadi. He says, "Suni हिकायते हस्ती तो दरमिया से सुनी, न इब्तिदा की खबर है न इंतहा मालूम." All we have heard of this story of life is its middle. We know not its beginning, we know not its end. There's another poet who says very beautifully, and he summed it up very succinctly. कोई मिलने को तेरा निशां भी है, कोई कहने को तेरा मकां भी है, तेरा चर्चा जहां की जुबां पे है, तेरा शोर जमाने के कानून में है, मगर आंखों से देखा तो पर्दा हंसी, कहीं तू ना मिला, तेरा घर ना मिला. Is there an address where I can find you? Any home in which you reside? Your name is on everyone's tongue. Your fame rings in the world's ears. But when I look for you, you are hid behind a veil. I sought you everywhere, but it did not find your abode. My friend, in my small mind and a small understanding, I feel that the most important thing to remember is that belief in God has nothing to do with being good or bad. You can be a saintly person without believing in God, and a detestable villain believing in him. I got far too many examples. I can name them, you also know them. What is happening? And this question that from where we have come and where we go, I think is a futile questions. Only you waste your time knowing the answer to this because you will never find it. There are as many answers as many human beings. Just conjectures. The best is to see that we should not waste our time in understanding these questions and focus on living a beautiful life, a life full of utility, happiness to yourself and to others. Food for thought. Thank you very much.